Just like the Black Lives Matter movement. They literally in every major city, they wrote it on every major road, Black Lives Matter. When it came to the movement, when it came to the protests, blacks, wives, whites, Latinos, males, females, everybody came out for that movement.
I guarantee you there was some of that LGBT.
They were out there.
They were in there.
They were out there.
It was out there.
Forgive me.
But they're not strong enough when it comes to that power that you need. Like, you got a million people out there in the LGBT crew, right? When they start throwing rocks, they ain't throwing them as hard as the Black Lives Matter movement.
It's just that you don't want to be caught on that side of the fence. So a lot of people stay on the sideline.
Well, do you feel like they'll lose some, like, I guess, if they stepped in, like you were saying, and you said they would lose, do you think they would lose some of their gain that they already gained within the community to make themselves as one with everybody else out there?
No, because the reason I say that is because a lot of the laws that they're changing, it also benefits them.
Well, you got to realize that the laws being passed, it's more so for that community opposed to the black community. Because that community, the laws, that borderlines hate crimes. Nobody wants to be part of hate crime. We got jobs and businesses that got people that, choose to do other things as part of their community. The companies are scared to do anything with.
I wouldn't say hate crime. I would say the no bullying. They feel like everything that's said and done is bullying.
Well, also became part of that movement too. When they realized the votes, when it's time to vote, that community came together and understand that the numbers matter. When it comes to voting on certain subjects, they notice that community comes together and they say, look, I got 20 million votes that can go your way, but we need this, we need that. When it comes to politics, it's a whole different story, because now ain't no politician gonna say, I'm gonna just throw away 20 million votes because of my beliefs.
Right, but what that politician will say is, based on the LGBTQIA, I'm going to run for governor in my state with my husband beside me because it's socially acceptable.
Right. So why aren't they showing the same sympathy that they have for the LGBTQIA community versus stuff that's happening to us black Americans in this world today? Like, the sympathy that they have for them,
because nobody bothers
is held higher than for us. Like, we don't matter.
You don't bother them because that community, in some cases, a lot of people say they're sensitive. No matter what you do, you're gonna have an issue. You can say something, you're gonna have an issue. You could do something, you're gonna have an issue. So we're not gonna even bother that community. But that community is not going to stand up strong enough to say, hey, we need to tackle this issue. Because that has nothing to do with making that community successful.
I just know it just sucks, man. You come out swinging hard and you try to find all the things you can possibly do to help out the black community, and then you see.
I'm going to tell you what I feel like.
Let me ask you this, though. You think they'd be as strong if it was a black guy? Do you think that community would be as vocal, as avid? Do you think people would really care as much if it was all blacks in that community? Or the majority was blacks in that community? Or the majority was blacks and Latinos in the community? In my opinion, it wouldn't be the same substance.
Right.
That's well, yeah, you're right. But that's why I feel like with their power, with the force that they have, it meshed with ours, and people get beside themselves and just act as one.
I think that if we the people, if we logically looked at what the issue was and we got together on what the real issue was, then we wouldn't have no problem. The real issue is holding these police officers and individuals that are not acting accordingly accountable. So when it came to George Floyd's police officer, they got, what was his name, Daniel, whatever his name is?
Derek Chauvin.
Right. When it came to him being found guilty on all counts, that was the first step to getting justice.
But you notice in what revealed in that whole court proceeding, that you had police officers that stood up against it.
Right.
That blue line has faded to the point where it's not as strong as it used to be, because police officers understand that if all of us are police officers, what he does is going to backlash on me when I'm out there. Because if he pissed some people off, they know him. Oh shit, there goes Dilly, he finna fuck you up.
But that once again goes to accountability. If you're standing next to a police officer that's not doing right, that police video cam should have you checking that officer.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's where that line is starting to diminish.
What it is.
If I see you not acting accordingly, I'm gonna say, "Hey Wayne, give me a second. We'll take care of it. You need to step up and get your little extra time because you're not acting accordingly."
Because you might have a bad day. You've been already pissed off about something, so you're not handling the situation.
Or I may just know up front you a racist because they know.
The fact that it's being recorded now and people out there like this, it tarnished the blue line because now you contradict what this says.
Yeah, but
now
a lot
you
of
contradicting
times,
what this says. So you can't say, "Hey, he acted." Because in the past it would have been, "Hey, he did what he had to do. He was a madman out there." But if they come to showing footage of him laying on his stomach and your knee on his neck, so you can't defute that. You can't argue
that young lieutenant in Virginia, if he hadn't pulled into that lighted station and he had stopped at some dark place, they would have done whatever they wanted to do. It wouldn't shit been done about it.
Yeah.
And like, what if the person that say, what if George Floyd was a part of that community, of the LGBTQIA community? Would they stand strong? Like, I mean, like what would it take to have
They
one
would
of
stand
theirs
strong, but Black Lives Matter would still overcome
it? What if he?
Because you do have stuff where they're attacked a lot, not by necessarily the police, but by the community. Again, you have these crimes where, these guys are picked on, guys are murdered because of their sexual orientation. Again, their thing ain't gonna necessarily be the individual. Like our concern is the individual. They're gonna look more of a corporate, broad scheme of things.
Everything ain't gotta be about money though, man.
It don't, but it's still gonna fall in the factor of, like he said, corporate or abroad. He wasn't killed because of his color. He was killed because of his decisions.
I mean, if he gonna hurt anything and make changes, it's always gonna be, you hurt them pockets, you hurt them. That's another real talk episode. Hey, it was a great episode. Hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for updates, and always, we greatly appreciate y'all. Real talk Nashville.